Dear students, in today's class we will discuss The Orphan Girl by Henry Louis Vivian Derozio. In the previous class we have already discussed who Henry Louis Vivian Derozio was and what kind of writings he used to write and what other things that he did for the society. So in today's class we will discuss the poem The Orphan Girl that was written by him. It was also based on the societal issues. So I'm sharing my handwritten notes. You just try to focus on what I say. So Derozio is considered as the first Indian poet in English, as we have come across. His humanitarian call in his poetry gave Indian poetry a new direction. The Orphan Girl is also a reflection of such ideas, such as the humanity, such as the society, such as the compassion of the people should be. These things are included in this poem. So the poem in brief. This poem has two stanzas only. The first stanza is 12 lines and the second stanza is of 14 lines, that is total 26 lines are there in this poem. The first stanza talks about the physical appearance of the girl, the the way how he lost her father, and it also talks about how she has lost her mother. That is, these three things are important in the first stanza. First four lines talks about physical appearance of the girl. Next four lines talks about how she lost her father, and the last four lines of the first stanza talks about how she lost her mother. And the second stanza of 14 lines talks about unpredictable future of the orphan girl, and it includes the qualities it includes the questions of shelter, food, compassion, friends, and security of the orphan girl that she is going to be faced. Okay, and the poet discusses the unavoidable, dreadly future of the girl, that is the thorny part of uh, life that the destiny had set for her. At last, the poet suggests that whoever rescues such orphans, his or her name should be glorified and he should be respected. So these uh, lines of the poem reflect such kind of important things. So we will move towards the text. We will discuss the poem line by line. Here we have a banner of The Orphan Girl by Henry Louis Vivian Derozio. Here the small girl who is an orphan is shown here. She is beautiful. Now let us start the poem. Her hair was black as a raven's wings. Her cheek the tulip's hue did wear. Her voice was soft as when night winds sing. Her brow was as a moonbeam fair. Now see the first four lines. All the four lines, all the lines, each and every line is a comparison, is a comparison. It's a kind of comparison. This is called simile. I think you know what simile is. Simile is a kind of comparison between two different things by showing the similarities between the two things. Here the first line says her hair was black as a raven's wings. Raven means the black bird of crow family. Sorry, crow's family. That is, in Assamese we call it cowrie. So Raven's wings are black, and the hair of the girl is also black. So the similarities between hair and the raven wings are here, can be noticed, and this is why these two things are compared using as word as. Can you see? So the similes are that kind of comparison in sentences where we use as, like, etc. to show the comparison. So this is a simile. Her cheek, the tulip's hue, did wear. Her cheek are, are compared to the tulip's hue, the flower tulip. Her voice was compared to the night winds, the song of the night's wind, and her brow was compared to the moonbeam, and it is fair like the moonlight. Okay? The next four lines you just see. Her sire had joined the wake of war, the battle shock, the shout and scar. He knew and gained a glorious grave, such is the guerdon of the brave. That is, first four lines is about the physical appearance of the girl. The second four lines is about the description of the father, how he went to the war and how he died in the battle and how he became a martyr. Okay, that's all in the second four lines. And now let us move toward the third four lines. It tells about the mother and how the mother of the girl died and left her as as uh, orphan. Her anguished mother suffering heart. Her anguished mother's suffering heart could not endure a widow's part. That is, after the death of the father, her mother could not endure the pain that she will have to live a life of a widow. She could not bear that, and she died. And the girl was left alone, parentless. So the first stanza, that is the 12 lines, tells us about the physical appearance of the girl, about how her father died, about how her mother died. That is, the first stanza is over. Now moving towards the second stanza. Just look at. She had no friend, as I have already told you that the second stanza is all about the future. What kind of future? uh, Unavoidable and unpredictable future of the orphan girl. Now see, she had no friend on this cold, bleak earth to give her shelter, a home, and a heart. That is, she has no friend, no relatives in this bleak and cold earth to give her shelter and home and food. Through life's dreary desert alone she must wend, for alas, the rest have never a friend. That is, she has to create her own path in this world. She is helpless. She has no one to help her. This is why this is so unfortunate that she has to move forward alone. These lines actually tells such kind of things. And the world will scorn, sorry, and should she stray from versus way. Now see, if a girl or a boy has no parents and there is no one to teach him or her what is virtuous and what is not, then who will take the responsibility if she or he takes the part which is not virtuous? The world will scorn, and this and its scorn can slay. Now see, if she takes the part of darkness, immoral part, then who will be responsible for that? No one will come forward to help her. Everyone will come to scold her. Everyone will come to kill her and humiliate her. Ah, shame had enough to wring the breast with a weight of sorrow and guilt oppressed. So such kind of negligence may lead her towards an unrecognized guilt, though although not committed by her. This is not her fault because she did not get any kind of uh, a good knowledge about these particular things. So who will be responsible for this? But oh, 'tis coldly cruel to own the bosom whose blood must gush unbound. No tear is so bright as the tear that flows for erring woman's unpitied woes. Now it is important, just try to uh, listen. It is inhuman to heart, the bosom from where blood is flowing out violently. The tear that a sorrowful woman sheds would be heartbreaking than any other tear. That is, the girl is in distress. She has already faced many obstacles. Moreover, if we uh, make her feel more uncomfortable or scold her or blame her or anything that is unpredictable for her, then she will be broken and she will obviously cry. And then the tear that a sorrowful woman sheds would be heartbreaking than any other tear that can be seen. So let us conclude it. The last two lines is conclusion. Here the poet suggests us to help such kind of orphans so that they can be so that they can make themselves proud. And best of and sorry and blessed be forever his honored name who shelters an orphan from sorrow and shame. Therefore our poet says that whoever rescues such an orphan from sorrow and shame, his or her name should be glorified and honored. So what is the moral of the poem then? We, the people, the common people, uh, should not look down upon the orphans. We should help the orphans to become a good person. We should not neglect the orphans. If we neglect the orphans, they will become thieves. They will become dacoits. They will become uh, a person who is completely immoral. And who will be then the responsible ones? We, the civilized people, because we didn't help them. Though we had the opportunity to help them and we had the opportunity to make them, but we did not. So let's stop for today. Thank you so much.